You know, I think this is a map that actually plays to Canada's strengths a little bit more. I mean, the ability of Genji to approach point A, or, you know, maybe play that Winston if they want to, could work out a little bit better. I think this is a map that favors a little bit more of a brawling style that Canada seems to want to do, because right now coordination is a bit lacking. But, you know, what do you expect? I mean, it's an exhibition match. We got people coming from all these teams, all different sort of walks of esports life, and so we're looking for kind of big individual plays, I think, in this tournament for the most part.
Yeah, and I think that it has to be for Canada on their superstar player, Surefour.
I agree.
Again, in the last map, there was a lot of hero swapping going on. It looked like Canada was confident in sort of playing around Poke's hero pool limitations by having him on the Zarya. But guess what, Doa? He's starting off on McCree this time. So
I think that's much better.
I think it is much better, too. They're actually going to go for Poke on the Genji. And Surefour on the McCree, so trying to play as best they can to the strengths that we know these players have.
I mean, while ID did a fine job on that Roadhog, and Roadhog is good on this map as far as defense goes, I think it's a much better idea to have Surefour on the DPS. ID can play that Zarya just fine, and you just kind of let Poke do his thing. So we'll see if this is the change that Canada needs to get back in this match as Spain takes the offense here. Neptuno on the Genji this time.
Yeah, we are going to see a bit of a backline dive here from Spain with the Genji-Winston combination, so trying to get onto that high ground. Bromos will be looking for flanks on the Tracer, spamming out just a little bit onto that shield, so patience here on the assaults, and Bromos is going to zip around to the left-hand side and try and get the flank, while Neptuno heads up top to unload some shurikens.
Well, right now, Neptuno's primary job is just to build up that ultimate with the left clicks. That Reinhardt shield can be a problem for that, but he's going around the outside. Meanwhile, Bromos trying to find a play onto Tracer. He has to back off. That was really close. Canada, though, off the high ground already as Spain comes in. Bromos looking for a bit more action on the side, and he's not dealt with yet. Huck's shield is getting really low here. They need to be careful. Bromos, they really don't have a way to deal with him right now.
Yeah, Huck's shield is down right now, so now's the time that they can hit the gas and get into the fight, Doa.
Yeah, they're trying to, and Spain's looking pretty good already. Poke does go down. There's his shield up. They pop the sound barrier just to try to make sure they can take this point A fast, and I think they will, Monte Cristo. Pulse Bomb goes in. Winhagen been grabbing the kills. 3 on that Winston, actually, and that's going to be an easy point A take for Spain. Man, that was one-sided, and Bromos already to point B here.
Well, his positioning was excellent throughout that fight. He was constantly just threatening the flank, waited until the Reinhardt shield went down, got a few shots off in the backside by zipping around onto the opposite side of the point, and he's already just being annoying on point B on the map. So Harry Hook here and ready with the nano boost.
Yeah, Harry Hook doing just fine on that, Anna. We'll see how they decide to approach this point B. They've got some ults to work with. There we go. The nano boost on the Neptuno as he comes in to try to wreck Canada. Gets hit, though, taken down with the Earth Shatter, and it looks like Canada should be able to defend this, although in the end, the swing coming in for Spain, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, Poke's still here. He's still on the point, and Surefour alive and swapping over to the Tracer. That was a very nice sound barrier from Rolf right there. To at least minimize the damage done in that attack. Spain threw absolutely everything when it comes to ultimates. So we're going to see a bit of a variation in strategy. And if you can't make that first point, it does, or the point on the first push, it can be quite difficult to actually get that snowball rolling. Canada with a distinct ult advantage right now, particularly that nano boost.
Could be a bit longer here at this point. Surefour has his pulse bomb loaded up on the Tracer. Had swapped over after they lost point A. Ooh, the golden guns too, that's neat. All right, coming from behind, is he gonna get a good pulse bomb? No, gets low enough that he has to back away. Finds Neptuno on that Genji though. Pushes him off. Spain coming in from the right side. Nano boost onto Huck as he tries to get some kills. Looks like another defense coming in from Canada as Spain really can't get this push started. That's going to be it. We'll call that an alt building push, I think.
Yeah, I think we will. Neptuno now swapping over to the maze, so that's one of the best ways to control the point by dropping the Blizzard. Takes up almost all of point B on Anubis ever since the radius of that was buffed, so they're going to try and just use that to control and then try and combo that with Bromos' Reaper here and a Death Blossom. But it will be a while until they actually get something up. Canada saving a lot of those ults. Surefour still with a pulse bomb.
Neptuno, ice block just in time. He's going to miss out on the sound barrier though as his team goes in. Rolf on the side, the new C9 pickup. Huck gets slept, and that could be the opportunity that Spain's looking for, though. But Poke has other ideas coming in with this Dragon Blade, gets two. Surefour with the cleanup as well, and Canada, so far so good here on point B on Anubis.
Yeah, Spain, we saw Neptuno as in the first person zoned off the point right there when the sound barrier came through. They couldn't actually commit as fast as they would have liked, and Canada sits there, does make it work in the end by playing back, waiting for their own sound barrier to come up, and Rolf just riding out the fight. So Surefour on the McCree now, trying to get some more long-range damage and control the Reaper. With a flashbang, if he's going to try and get in there and find an angle for the Death Blossom, which he is creeping closer and closer to.
Yeah, Graviton Surge for ID, they're going to use it right away. Huck charges in, I don't know if he caught anybody there, but it looks like it's going to be enough. Poke with one kill right off the bat. Surefour grabs another, and again, Canada holding strong at this point. Bromas coming in, though. He's got that ultimate on the Reaper. Can he find a chance to use it? No, he's going to get actually pinned. Oh, but Huck goes down. That was a close one. I thought maybe Bromas would get another opportunity, but he died a little bit too quickly after Huck was taken down there.
Yeah, I like what Canada's doing this time. They're being much more intelligent about using the sound barrier and their crowd control ultimates, ID, just waiting to bait some of the ults from Spain out before they actually commit to the fight. And now we're going to look at Spain, though. Possibly a good time here for a push, considering both nano boosts were used. They aren't able to actually use that Dragon Blade as effectively. We'll see what Poke can do.
They've got to handle Poke if they want to make this push work, and Poke is just cutting people apart in the back lines. Doesn't actually get any kills with that, though. He's going to have to back away. So Spain's still able to go forward with this push.
Yeah, they know Huck's down, too.
Yeah, that's
surviving right now, so this is the time for Spain.
Sound barrier comes in. Bromas has that nano boost. He's going to die into Canada's back line. Only gets a kill into ID. They've got the Blizzard as well, locking up enough people to maybe push this forward. They are getting time on the point, though, and that's the big story. There goes Huck, and it looks like Spain may finally be able to do this. Graviton Surge comes in a bit late to catch the respawns from Canada. Of course, this point is really hard to grab because of that close respawn. Bromas finally taken out, and it looks like it's only going to be one tick for Spain.
Yeah, that was a great hold, and we just couldn't see Bromas get close enough right there to Rolf to actually win that. Rolf bouncing around in the corner, manages to use the range to his advantage to clean up the Reaper. And now Surefour sitting up top with the Deadeye. Logan is going to be ready to apply that nano boost on the next push, and Spain used a whole hell of a lot, but Bromas did rebuild up the Death Blossom over the course of that fight, but Harry Hook is a long way away from powering that one up.
Minute 30 or so left as the Deadeye comes in. Nice sleep dart onto Surefour. Ice Wall there right away, too. They were ready, man. Winghaven drops that Earth Shatter, and immediately afterwards, the Death Blossom from Bromas. And that's a pretty strong team fight so far for Spain. Bromas has to back away with the Wraith form for the moment, looking for a kill on Logan the Best. Gets him. Huck has that Earth Shatter up. Camera, whoa, 360 no scope Earth Shatter, but unfortunately doesn't end up doing a whole lot. ID helping with the defense, and Poke the one who finally comes in at the end and holds it for Canada. That's going to be that. Another tick taken by Spain, but they've only got a minute left to finish this map.
Yeah, they do, and it was just, they were just short of having Harry Hook get that nano boost up and be able to continue the fight as the members of Canada streamed into the point, but Surefour is going to have to be a hero here. Rolf has the sound barrier for some defense as they commit, but the Blizzard and nano boost combo are going to be huge for Spain. Yeah. So let's see if they can coordinate their attack a little bit better this time. It's all up to Neptuno. Take a look at him. When is he going to throw the Blizzard onto the point?
I mean, this is it. They really have to make this one work. Neptuno throws it on near the respawn, forcing back ID a little bit there as well. Sound barrier comes in for Canada, trying to stay alive. Surefour actually picks up the kill there, looking for a little bit more now on that high ground. Kind of in a hard-to-reach position for Spain, but they can kind of ward him off with that shield. Meanwhile, Bromas gets in the back lines with the nano boost. Goes after Rolf. Goodbye, Lucio. And one more tick. That's all Spain needs. They're building up the time on the point, but time is running out. We're going to go to overtime, it looks like, on this one. Bromas taken up by Huck. He's getting two. Top three Reinhardt control. Yeah, maybe. Canada looks like they're going to be able to hold this one, though, as overtime ticks away. And Spain will have to be satisfied with just 1 point so far here on offense.
Yeah, I like the way that Canada played that with the defensive ultimates over the course of that map. Lost out on point one pretty quickly, but once Surefour was up on the McCree, able to get the damage down, it looked kind of like a disaster after that Blizzard was dropped, but the sound barrier coming out from Rolf did buy them enough time to one by one pick off the members of Spain and at least hold them to a single point. So
yeah, I thought Spain was going to get it in the end. They only needed that one last pick.
It
they
was
managed
really
to split the team really nicely. It looked good coming into it, but hey, credit to Canada. I think they made some changes there as far as their hero composition went, as far as like putting people on heroes that they may be a little bit more comfortable with, and it worked out fairly well.
I think the other aspect of this is Surefour was consistently getting up on the high ground as McCree on that last point, and there wasn't really an answer from Spain. It was very difficult to dislodge him. He got a lot of full channel deadeyes up from up top and a lot of good angles just to free fire from the high ground. So maybe not as much adaptation from Team Spain as we would have liked to have seen, but still got another point here. Spain has that opportunity. If they hold them off of point number 1, they can take this best of 3 and the first match of the Overwatch World Cup right away.
Yeah, it's tough to hold point A on Anubis, though. I mean, when you play this map as defense, you usually do kind of plan to lose this one eventually. It's not really a point that you're expected to hold. So Canada has a good chance to stay in this one for the moment anyway. As they switch over to offense, looks like they may be planning on running Surefour on that Tracer, which I think is a pretty good idea.
Yeah, interesting that Winghaven is going to go onto the McCree in this one. So not actually coming out with a Reinhardt, which we typically see on the high ground here at this first point, blocking with the shield. And Canada, they've gone for it again. What we saw from Spain in the last match, Genji, Winston, Tracer, the backline flank threat.
This is pretty standard stuff on Anubis as far as offense goes, but I am surprised that Spain, like you said, isn't running that Reinhardt. Generally, you want that just to block the Genji spam. You don't want him building up that ultimate. It's not going to be stopped, though, as Surefour trying to find a way to be aggressive. Goes after the Ana. Nice sleep dart, though, from Harry Hook. Keeps himself alive for the moment. Surefour just take a little nap there as the rest of his team jumps onto the point. Good start already, though, for Canada. Maybe not so much. Kills traded on either side here. Neptuno looking to try to hold this one. Throws up the wall. Goes after Huck. Takes him down. And Canada, despite the fact that they've spent some time on the point, they haven't quite gotten that first tick yet. So it looks like it will be a hold for now anyway from Spain.
It's incredibly difficult for Canada to crack this composition because everybody on Spain is focused around short-range combat, whether it's the Reaper or the Winston or the Mei coming in. So if they get into a brawl on the point, they don't have the best way to poke right here besides the Genji and try and whittle down their life bars. So if they get into a brawl, it can be a bit tricky, Noah.
Yeah, they really want to take on that Ana. Going in against Sound Barrier coming in for Spain. They drop the Blizzard as well. Tracer getting a bit cold before she comes out. Sound Barrier now for Canada to try to sustain this offense here. Has that Pulse Bomb. Spain staying alive, though, for the moment. There's the Primal Rage for Winghaven, and he takes down Surefour before Surefour can ultimate. So that's going to be another hold for Spain.
Yeah, absolutely. Spain coming out of the hold, too, once Harry Hook respawns and gets there. So you hear it. The Nano Boost is ready. That means Bromas will have an easy time in the actual point using this Death Blossom. Canada, the Nano Boost ready as well, but Dragon Blade used in the last fight, so not the best synergy for Canada with the Ana ult.
All right, there's a Nano Boost, and there's a Graviton Surge. Oh, looks like Reaper's just going to kind of hang out in the air, but he gets 3 kills while he's doing it. That is about as decisive of a team fight as you can get.
That was a total neutralization of ID's Graviton Surge, trying to set up a Big Bang combo, and that meant that Bromas happy just to leap in there.
He just jumped right into that thing, man.
Yeah, take everybody out who is trying to focus fire at range. And I love this switch now. Surefour onto the McCree. It's about poking from the distance. So get that ultimate up, play with the high ground right now as we see Surefour already firing away.
Only a minute 22 left, though. Canada needs to make something happen fast. They don't have a single tick yet. Sound Barrier as Canada comes in. Spain trying to defend here. Pescanova has that Graviton Surge, looking for an opportunity to use it, but it doesn't look like he needs it quite yet as they deal with the members of Canada in the building. And now a little bit of counter pushing comes in. Neptuno with the Blizzard as he gets a bit of health back from that ice block. And I gotta say, Spain looking like they might actually pull off this point A hold.
Yeah, they've at least got Surefour with the high noon now, but at the same time, again, they went in a little bit early, jumping into the point when they needed to wait for Surefour to actually land the damage.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
No, Graviton Surge immediately on Team Canada as they come in, and with a couple people out of the way right now. Only 30 seconds remaining. It is going to be a miracle if Canada can take this one. Pescanova getting a bit aggressive now on the Zarya, going after Huck. And that's going to be about it. Winghaven getting the finishing blow on the opposing Winston, and Canada looks like they are going to be losing this 1-0-2.
Well, we'll see, Doa. They've got one push left. Huck is up. They can force it into overtime. They do have a nano boost.
It would be incredible for them to take it at this point.
They do have a Deadeye, so it's all about execution. They have the Forest, so they've switched to the long-range poke, and here we go.
He's got the nano boost, takes out Pescanova. The Zarya down. They're going to throw the sound barrier. Whoa! Pescanova, or Surefire rather, doing exactly what they need him to do on this team as Canada. I spoke too soon, man. This last push, the desperation paying dividends.
I really like the switch. I think the Farah and the McCree came too late, but that time they actually managed to execute. They had the two defensive ults, the nano boost, and the sound barrier up that they needed, and they just invested everything in Surefour. Immediate pick onto Pescanova, followed up with running in and just laying down the rest of the damage. So Canada adapting nicely here. Bromos now going to be heading over to the McCree himself because they know that Canada isn't going to be trying to bum rush the point anymore. So now,
huge credit to Surefour there for really making that work. But one wonders what would have happened if Zarya would have had her self shield there. Pescanova had a shift. You gotta wonder. Surefour nearly has that Deadeye built up again though. Looking for one more left click. There we go. Gonna pop the Deadeye immediately.
Nice wall.
Gets blocked off by the Maywall though. Waiting. The Maywall may come down just in time. No, not quite. Canada trying to come in from the left side still. Neptuno may just drop this Blizzard here. Trying to split the team apart with the Maywall for the moment, though.
I mean, he wants to wait until they commit to the point. There's no threat right now. Doesn't have to actually get these kills with the Blizzard until they want to move in. Otherwise, it's just free time here as the clock ticks down below 3 minutes.
Yep, Huck back on the Reinhardt again, which makes a bit more sense for point B. Biding their time here. No ultimates for Team Canada, so they have to take it. Well, Graviton Surge used, immediately locking up some of the members of Spain. Winghaven frozen, though, as the Blizzard comes down. Surefour still has that Deadeye, and it looks like Canada may actually be able to take this one. They've got to deal with the respawns, though, or do they need to? No, that's it. Canada takes Temple of Anubis. Wow.
Great
that was
push
insane,
forward,
man.
And immediate pickoff onto the members of Spain. So good patience there. Canada sitting, just slowly building their ults up in the poke war, and then controlling the choke point with the crowd control for an immediate team wipe. It's been, they did look a bit shaky in terms of their execution at first, Team Canada, but after that first match, they've been getting incrementally better and better and better. This time around, much closer. Canada winning out 160 eliminations as a team to 128 from Team Spain, and really turning it around where they kind of got crushed on Dorado.
You know, it's like we said going into this one, though. Temple of Anubis, for what we've seen from Team Canada, really does seem more like their kind of map. They like to brawl. They like to get scrappy, it seems like. And we're going into Lijiang Tower next, so that's not really going to change too much. They're still going to get a map where those individual plays really do become big. You don't have to necessarily have these big coordinated pushes sometimes. You can just kind of run in there and fight.
Yeah, and I also think that the strategic adjustments that they did were good. Instead of their number of strategies may be a bit limited due to hero pools in this tournament, Doa, but at the same time, with Poke on the Genji, with Surefour on the McCree, that's when they had their best pushes, putting them on some of their best picks and just trying to outskill their opponents.